I am Victor Broden, and I'm here today with Premier Guitar, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the latest column I wrote for the magazine where I discuss approach notes. It's a fairly simple concept, really. It's we're basing it just on an A dominant 7, A7 arpeggio. So we have your root note, A, your major third, C sharp, your fifth, E, and your dominant seventh, the G. So in the first exercise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach every one of these chord tones from a half step below. So for the root note, the A, that is G sharp to A. And to approach the third, it'll be C to C sharp. And to approach the fifth, we're doing D sharp to E. And to approach the dominant seventh, we're doing F sharp to G. So every single chord tone we are approaching from a half step below, which means some of the approach tones will be in the scale of an A mixolydian, A7, and some of them won't, like this C or this D sharp. But it makes for an incredible sound if you're used to just playing triads or just chord tones in your bass lines. I'm using a little metronome today on my cell phone because if you're on tour, you're wherever, you can't say, oh, I can't practice, I don't have a metronome, on the phone. So here comes exercise 1, which is playing it ascending. Again, 3, 4. There we go. So exercise 2, the easy thing to do is play it backwards. So same notes, just different directions. We're going to try with a metronome. There we go. One more time. Makes for a really interesting sound, and it's based off really only knowing your chord tones. So the next step is to play these, approach these chord tones from above. And when we approach from below, we use the half step on every single note. But approaching from above, we're going to actually use the scale tone above. So not a half step in every case. So to approach the A, we're going to go with the B. So that's 2, 1. If you're a Nashville guy, you're counting scale steps. So to approach the third, it becomes 4, 3. And to approach the fifth, it becomes 6, 5. And to approach the flat 7, it becomes 1 or 8, depending on how your brain works, to flat 7. So the above approach notes will sound like this. So let's do that in time. Again. Right? So let's try it going back down. So descending. And the interesting thing about that, it'll basically be a mixolydian scale backwards for those of you that keep track of that kind of a thing. Sounds like this. Again. There it is. So those are the above and below approach tones. And the most fun with this exercise is to do them both at the same time. And that gives you kind of the beginning of a jazzy improvisation sound, but they work in rock and roll and soul and anything else too if you use them tastefully like anything else. So it'll start with the above and go to the below. So to approach the 1, we start above and below, and we land on the 1, right? So to approach the third, the C sharp, we start above and go below. Same with the 5, the E, approach it, and then the dominant 7. Very useful. I use this a lot. And setting your metronome to a slightly slower tempo and using 8th note triplets is the best way to do this exercise. So when we do this in time, it'll sound like this. And again. There we go. So backwards, very cool sound actually. And again. There it is, the above and below approach notes at the same time. So, extremely useful. It really helped me out of a rut when I first got into this concept about 20 years ago. And just to show you kind of what you can do with it, I'm going to improvise a little bit using only what we've practiced. I might break out of the fingerings that I've showed you, but it'll be the same concept. So there you have it, folks. That's a simple little technique and lesson that has really opened up my playing. I first learned it about 20 years ago, and I'm still obviously practicing it. And I really hope you guys can come up with a lot of cool stuff from it. Don't forget to check out premierguitar.com and see what's going on, and like us on Facebook and like us on Instagram, because the amount of content that comes out for bass too is incredible. Thanks so much for watching.
Don't forget to sign up for PG Perks, your all-access pass to exclusive gear giveaways and discounts on premierguitar.com.